Hi guys, so today we're going to be testing out this brush cleaner from Naio nails. This was sent to me for review and I thought I'd do kind of a highlighted video for it. So for this video what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk you through how I clean my brushes. Of course if you have a different way of doing things, that's great. Stick with what works for you. This is just how I do mine with any brush cleaner, including this one. So I haven't used this before, but this is their brush cleaner. So it states here below that it helps the bristles by conditioning them so they won't dry out on you. So I don't know if you've ever used an acetone based brush cleaner, like for instance the Beauty Secrets from Sally's. That one's an acetone based one and that one totally wrecked my brushes, so I don't recommend that one. When you're looking for brush cleaners, check the ingredients labels. So this one has literally 3 things in it. I'll post them here on the screen so you guys can see what they are. Just be aware of what you're putting on your brushes. Like I said, if it's acetone based, it's going to dry out the bristles if they don't have some kind of conditioning agent with that. So I definitely do not recommend using anything with acetone in it to clean your brushes. I know that's a really common question that I get. Can I use acetone to clean my brushes? And yeah, you can. It will definitely work. But I don't recommend it because over time it is going to weaken the bristles and you're going to have them where they start kind of fraying away. And eventually they become so brittle they literally just start snapping off. So absolutely do not recommend that. What we're going to need for this is you're going to need a dappen dish. This is the one I'm using today. I like this one because it has a nice big opening, but you can use whatever dappen dish you have. I do recommend something glass though. Don't use plastic because this might eat away the plastic. Also, if you guys don't have a large dappen dish like this one, you can always use a baby food jar like this one. They have smaller sizes too and bigger sizes. Any of them will work, but it has the nice big opening. That makes it convenient, and this actually works a little bit better for setting your brush in there so it doesn't fall over and tip over because it's a little more stable and taller than this one. This particular cleaner says that it's good for gel, acrylic, and nail art brushes, so you can use it with paint as well as acrylic and gels, which is good. You're also going to need a dotting tool or orange wood stick, something to help. So for the purpose of this video, I went ahead and let these get hard and crusty. I wouldn't recommend putting them away like that at all, but I wanted to really test the product. So this one you can see it's a little bit crusty, not too bad, but you can definitely see there's some glitter in there. And then this one is completely hard. Again, I let it dry with acrylic inside the bristles, and same thing with this one. There is glitter as well as acrylic in it. And all 3 I let dry at different degrees, so this one's actually been like this for quite a while. This one only a couple days, and this one I used yesterday, but I stored it in a container like this so it's not quite as dried out as the others. So the brushes that I have, these 2 are from Alpha. These are the oval. I prefer oval. This is the number 10 and number 8. That's what the heads look like. And then this one here is from nailiinc.com. This is a number 8, and I actually pinched this to make it the shape that it currently is. I believe it started out as a round instead of an oval, and I just pinched it myself to get this. I have another video where I prep this brush. I will link that down below if you guys are interested in this particular brush. I did notice when I ordered some more of these particular brushes that they didn't perform as good as the last time I had ordered them, so I don't know if they changed the bristles on them or something. And mind you, it's been, you know, a couple years between each purchase, so. But I will link all of my brushes down below that I purchased, so if you guys are interested in any of them, you can find them. And then the other item that you want to have on hand is just some paper towels. I'm just going to have them off to the side here for now. So what we're going to do is just start with our brush cleaner. You're going to go ahead and just pour that into your dappen dish. And you don't need this completely full. I have it maybe just a little over halfway full, and even that's quite a bit. You really don't need that much. But now this does have a fairly strong smell, so I do recommend working in a ventilated area. I do have my window open and fans going, so if you guys hear noise in the background, it's probably from the fans. So you want to be able to submerge your bristles, but you don't want the liquid to get up into the ferrule of the brush because there's glue in there, and if that liquid gets in there, it's going to start breaking apart the glue, and over time what's going to happen is your bristles are going to start coming out. So like I said, you want to make sure that you are able to get your bristles wet, but it's not going to go up into the ferrule. So you wouldn't want to do this in like a big cup and just leave them in there sitting so that it leaks into the ferrule. So I'm just going to start by submerging that. I like to leave it set for a few minutes and just let the brush cleaner kind of do its thing before I go in there and start trying to clean anything off. So you'll know that these are ready to work when you start moving it across the base of the dapping dish and you can see the bristles kind of start pulling apart. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this particular dapping dish is from an NSI kit that I got years and years ago. I don't know if they still sell this particular dapping dish, but it's frosted glass and then it has the metal top. I believe it came in an NSI attraction kit. I think that was the set that I got. And it was a huge kit. It came with a bunch of different acrylics and monomers and things that you needed, like a brush. And I honestly don't know if they sell just the dapping dish. I know I get questions on this particular dapping dish every time I use it because it's nice and big and it has that lid. So you can see, hopefully, that it's starting to come apart. It's no longer as clumpy as it was. So hopefully you can see that it's no longer as clumpy as it was and it's starting to come apart. So when I push on it, you can see the bristles are flowing by themselves. So at this point I like to pull it out. I'm going to set that off to the side. And then I bring over my paper towels, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of spread it out and start wiping, and you can see by doing that that it exposes any glitter and acrylic that's in there, and if there are any clumps, if they're coming away very easily, you're going to use your dotting tool or orange wood stick to just kind of push that apart. And what you're doing is you're looking for any clumps. If you can't run your brush through and the clumps aren't coming away very easily, you're going to need to soak it a little bit longer. You never want to pull on the bristles because that's just going to cause them to break. You can see right there some of the glitter that's coming out. And this brush is just about ready. So I'm going to continue to do that. So as I'm doing this, I'm also being conscious to keep it in shape. I like mine to be a little bit flat at the end, like this. Of course, you can do it however you like. And then once I'm happy with that and it's completely clean and I no longer have any buildup, I'm just going to make sure that the brush stays upright to dry or on its side so that, again, that liquid doesn't drip into the ferrule. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside and work on my next one. Now, if you had really big clumps, you could work on it inside the liquid itself. I don't think that I'm going to need to do that because I didn't let my brushes get really, really bad. And this brush cleaner honestly is doing a really good job of breaking up that acrylic. So just like I did with the last one, I'm going to continue doing that same motion. I'm also going to look for any chunks of acrylic that didn't break down. If I need to, put it back in the liquid. Once I'm happy with the shape, again, I'm just going to set that off to the side. And then work on my last one. Like I said, this one's probably the worst out of all three. This particular brush is probably about 3 years old, and I've cleaned it several times with different brush cleaners. So I know for a fact it's quite beat up, but it's well loved. So I'm probably going to have to soak this one a little bit longer than the other two. You can see how quickly it starts to kind of pull those bristles apart and break down that acrylic that was built up in there. This brush cleaner I'm actually quite impressed with. It's doing a really good job of breaking up that acrylic. I've had some really bad brush cleaners and some really bad experiences with brush cleaners, with the acetone based ones anyways. So just to show you guys, hopefully you can see all of that glitter and gunk that's collected on the bottom of my dapping dish. I'm not sure if it's coming across on the screen, but there's a collection or settlement of glitter at the bottom there. And that's from the brush cleaner pulling out the acrylic and glitter from my brushes. So typically when I'm cleaning my brushes, I expect to have to pick apart a little bit of the acrylic, and with this compound, whatever they use in this brush cleaner, it basically dissolves it completely. So I haven't had any of that. Hopefully you guys can see. I realize this is an older brush, so it's kind of frayed, it's hard to see. But there are no clumps whatsoever of the acrylic in there. And like I said, at this point I'm really just shaping it. So I'm very impressed with this brush cleaner. It has made this job so much easier and so much quicker. This really has not taken me any time at all, and honestly, if I wasn't talking to the camera, I think this would have been less than 5-10 minutes to complete from beginning to finish with all 3 brushes. I mean, really, I did not need to soak them very long at all. I wish I had run a timer to see how long I did a soak, but it was probably less than a minute for each brush, honestly. So that's it for this review. I definitely recommend this. I will leave the links down below if you guys are interested in this. Again, this is Naio Nails Brush Cleaner with Conditioning Care. I don't know if they have different types or if this is the only one that they carry, but I definitely recommend it. It made cleaning my brushes super easy. I didn't have any buildup or any gunky stuff that was stuck on there. They're basically ready to go, nice and clean. Like I said, there is a bit of a strong odor with the cleaner, which I expect with any brush cleaner, but it wasn't intolerable. It wasn't completely toxic. By ventilating your work area, you should be more than fine. I want to say thank you again to Naio Nails for sending this to me for review. There will be more videos on Naio Nails as I slowly get through the products that they have been kind enough to share with me. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. I'll try to answer them the best of my ability. All of the videos that I mentioned will be down in the description box, as well as links to the products that I have shown in the video. And as always, thank you guys for watching.